Good evening and I welcome you students. In the first lecture, we have told you the fundamental unit of life is cell. What is the fundamental unit of life? Cell. And we have told you and shown you that the how it was discovered, the cell was discovered, who discovered the cell,
Sir Robert Hooke.
and who discovered the first living cell.
Sir Leeuwenhoek.
All right. And then the cell theory was given. Now the question is, we know that the fundamental unit of our life is cell. What is the cell made up of? What is the structural organization of the cell? Once we know that we are all made up of cell, it becomes important to know what is the cell and what is it made up of. Every cell, every cell has a plasma membrane. Every cell. Important point. Every cell has a plasma membrane. First important point, that whenever you will have a cell, there is a plasma membrane. We will study each one of that. What is that? And there is a nucleus. Nucleus. Inside the cell, you have a nucleus and cytoplasm. And cytoplasm. All activities inside the cell and interaction of the cell with its environment are possible due to these features. Let us see how. Therefore, we are going to study what we are going to study. What is the cell made up of? You are saying there is a plasma membrane, there is a nucleus, there is a cytoplasm, and every cell is performing certain functions inside the body. Oh, we like to study each one of them. The first important thing is the plasma membrane or cell membrane. What we are saying, what have been found, that every cell has a membrane. Here we are saying plasma membrane or cell membrane. This is the outermost covering of the cell. Outermost covering of the cell. Every cell has a, what we are saying, this is the outermost covering of the cell that separates the contents of the cell from its external environment. If you have a cell, then there is an external environment, and inside also you have said cell is having nucleus, cytoplasm. So there has to be outermost covering. That covering will separate the contents of the cell from the external environment. The plasma membrane allows, or permits the entry and exit of some materials in and out of the cell. If you are saying, if there is a cell, there is a plasma membrane, what is happening? Some substances are going in, certain substances are coming out. So materials are going in, materials are coming out, even gases exchange is taking place. So how it will happen, we will see. This membrane and plasma membrane allows, this will allow certain materials to enter and exit, and will not allow certain materials to enter or exit. Everything cannot enter or exit from the cells. So it prevents the movement of some other materials. Very important point, that what we are saying, it will allow or permit the entry some material. It will allow entry, either entry or exit, some entry or exit of certain materials, of some materials, inside or out. But it prevents movement of some other materials. It prevents, it prevents movement of, what it prevents? Movement of, it prevents movement of some other materials. That means some materials can go in, some materials can come out, and it will prevent the movement of some other materials. Therefore is called selectively permeable membrane. This is very important word I am using. Selectively permeable membrane. What I am using, very, very important word, selectively permeable membrane. You know what is a membrane? Membrane can allow certain materials to go inside and certain can come out, but it is a selective permeable membrane. Selective means only certain substances can go in and come out, not all. Some substances like carbon dioxide or oxygen can move across the cell membrane by a process called diffusion. It's very important. You know what is happening. You are inhaling what you are inhaling. You take oxygen, air, and after the food is digested, what is happening? Carbon dioxide is produced. Therefore, there has to be diffusion of carbon dioxide or oxygen across the cell membrane. This process is called diffusion. So a process of diffusion is taking place where the carbon dioxide or oxygen gas or carbon dioxide gas, they can move across the cell membrane. They can move across the cell membrane. They can move across the cell membrane. So there is a spontaneous movement of a substance from a region of higher concentration to lower concentration. What happens? What happens, students? You will always see that where there is a higher concentration, that substances will move from higher concentration to lower concentration. Substances will move from higher concentration to lower concentration. Wherever the concentration is higher, they will move from higher to lower concentration. Substances, they move from higher concentration to lower concentration. Heat flows from higher to lower temperature. Water flows from higher to lower pressure. Gases will flow from higher pressure to lower pressure. Substances will flow from higher concentration to lower concentration. That is what we call as a diffusion. Cells carry out chemical reactions that are essential for organism survival. Very important point. What the cells are doing? There are chemical reactions. There are chemical reactions which are taking place. These chemical reactions are necessary for our survival. The substance needed for reactions have to get into the cells, and waste product must be removed from the cell. It's very simple thing. You are saying inside the cell, what is happening inside the cell? Chemical reactions. These reactions are required to make the compounds which we need to make the food for the cells, to make whatever the cells need. So this is doing everything, but there will be some waste products whenever reaction will take place. So the substances needed for reaction should go inside the cells, and waste products should be removed from the cell. It's important. So every chemical reaction is taking place inside the cell. You are saying that the important point is the substance needed for the reactions, they should get into the cells, and waste products should go out of the cell. Very important point, that substances needed for the reactions should get into the cell, and the waste products, what should happen to the waste products? They should be removed from the cells. Waste products should be removed from the cells. Certain substances should go into the cell, and waste products should go out of the cell.
Yes.
So there is a membrane, we are saying plasma membrane, so it will allow this process to take place. That is why we are using partially permeable cell membranes. If I say completely permeable, then anything can pass and anything can go out. But that is not required. Then the system will not exist. All cells have a cell membrane. They have a cell membrane. This membrane controls what goes in and out of these cells. Some substances such as gases and water can pass across the membrane easily by the process of diffusion. However, some other substances such as glucose need to be transported across the cell membrane. That is why is partially permeable. It controls which substance can travel across it easily. Even certain substances like glucose need to be transported across the cell membrane. Glucose is the food. Glucose will provide the energy. So that is to be transported. That is why we say it is partially permeable or semi, what we have said, semi-permeable membrane, selective permeable membrane. More appropriate word we have used, selective permeable membrane. Okay. What do you mean by diffusion? Oxygen, you are saying oxygen gas is there. Oxygen will diffuse from higher concentration at the alveoli into the lungs to a lower concentration in the RBC, red blood cells. Gases always flow from higher to lower pressure. Just as I told you, heat flows from higher to lower temperature. Higher water flows from higher to lower pressure. So gases will flow from higher concentration, which is at alveoli in the lungs, to the lower concentration in the red blood cells. This is a passive process, which means it does not need energy. Important. This is a voluntary process. No energy is required. Spontaneous processes don't need energy. I'm inhaling oxygen. This is a spontaneous process. I don't need energy for that. Got my point? This is
Yes,
a
sir.
spontaneous process because higher concentration of oxygen will flow into lower concentration. The oxygen diffuses across partially permeable membrane of the alveoli cells, and there are capillary wall into the red blood cells to be carried around the body. What is the carrier of oxygen in the body? Which what red blood cells are carrying the oxygen in the entire body? They where the oxygen is coming from, the we are inhaling lungs, higher concentration to lower concentration in the red blood cells, and the red blood cells are carrying this oxygen to the entire cells of the body. What is the process known as diffusion? What do you mean by diffusion? Oxygen will flow from higher concentration to lower concentration.
Sir, but there is any difference between the diffusion that we studied in chemistry and sir, diffusion in bio?
No, diffusion is the same thing. Same thing, nothing. Diffusion is always going to happen from higher concentration to lower concentration. You can do anywhere diffusion, no problem. Our human system is also based on all the chemistry and physics, all the science which we have learned. These are certain terms which we are using again and again. Another important term which is used is osmosis. What happens in osmosis, student? Solvent molecules flow. Water, for example, water is very important. 70% of the body is water. So there is a water flow. But again, osmosis means water will flow from higher water molecule concentration to lower water molecule concentration. So there is a net movement of water molecules from higher concentration of what? Water molecules to lower concentration across a partially permeable membrane. Osmosis is a passive process, so it does not require energy. Again, I'm saying osmosis is also spontaneous process. Where there is more water and there is a less water, water will flow from more to less. That is called osmosis. The movement of water across plasma membrane. Plasma membrane, we are saying there is a plasma membrane around the cell. The movement of water will take place. There is already water inside the cell. If water inside the cell is less, outside water is more, then it will enter into that. If water outside is less in the plasma, you have more water, water will flow out. So both the processes take place. The movement of water across plasma membrane also affected by the amount of substance dissolved in water. This is an important point. What I mean, you don't have pure water. You have some salts. You are eating sugar, you are eating salt, you are eating so many substances. They are dissolved in water. Dissolved in water. So there is a concentration of the, what we are saying, concentration of the water solution. It is a not a pure water, it is a water solution. If this has, for example, if you, this is our cell, this has got water, this also has some other material inside it. There is a liquid, fluid liquid, and this, there is a concentration inside. Concentration means substances are dissolved in water. Here also there is a concentration. If this concentration is less, means more water. If there is a more water here and inside there is a less water, less water, then what will happen? More water means this water will go inside the cell. If there is a less water here, it is concentrated solution. When you take too much concentrated solution, what will happen? The concentration of water is less, then the water will move out. What happens? Water moves out. So water can move in or water can move out. This process is important. So osmosis is the passage of water from a region of high water concentration, through a selective permeable membrane to a region of lower water concentration. Important point, note down. I am saying lower water concentration. If a solution is highly concentrated, means it has more solute, then water is less. So this is a point. It will selectively move from a region of high water concentration to lower water concentration. This is a point. Note it down, students. That process is called osmosis. You can see what is the difference between diffusion and osmosis. One, I told you diffusion. What is happening? Gases are flowing from higher concentration to lower concentration, or higher pressure to lower pressure. Or diffusion mean any substances flow from higher concentration to lower substance. In osmosis, what is happening? Water is flowing. Water is passing through selective permeable membrane. Water is passing through what? Selective permeable membrane. And it will move from higher water concentration, high water concentration, to lower water concentration. Clear?
Yes, sir.
This process is called osmosis. The plasma acts like a selective permeable membrane. So in the plasma, you know, when you are running too much, or athletes, when you get exhausted, tired in summer, there is a loss of water. The cells, inside the cell, you have less water, then you drink more water. What happens? Then water undergoes osmosis and it goes inside the cell. What they advise that you should take plain water. Why plain water? Because if you take some drink which has some sugar in it or salt in it, then that is a concentrated, that is not a water, pure water. Then it becomes a solution. Solution has a concentration. If the concentration of solution is very large, what will happen? The water will be less in the concentrated solution and water will be more in the cell. More water will be lost from the cell. Therefore, plain water should be taken. Those athletes and those players, when they are running, they use plain water. But they use plain water. This is important. So two processes are taking place, which we have explained to you. They are repeatedly being asked in the exam. What is happening on the plasma? Plasma membrane is there outside the cell. There will be exchange of materials, there will be exchange of gases, exchange of water. All this is happening. It is a selective permeable membrane. Interesting thing what we want to say, one of the following three things could happen if the medium surrounding the cell has a higher water concentration. You are saying this is your cell, for example, students, and outside you have a medium. This is a solution. Outside you have a solution. Inside also you have a solution. Solution. This also have water. This also has water. Both of them have water. Okay? Water is present here. Water is present here. If a medium surrounding the cell has higher water concentration, if water is more here, what will happen? That means outside solution is dilute solution. Outside solution is dilute solution. You know what is a dilute solution?
Yes, sir.
What is it?
In which solute is more and in which solvent is more and solute is less.
Solute is less. Then that means there is more water outside. More water outside. Such a solution is called hypotonic solution. What is it called? Hypotonic. This is example of hypotonic solution. Hypotonic solution. What is a hypotonic solution? That outside solution, hypo means less concentration. So this is a dilute solution. Dilute solution. Hypo means less concentrated. Concentration of solution is less. So outside the cell, the concentration is less. Then what will happen? Since water molecules are free to come and move across the cell membrane in both directions, but water is more, this is a dilute, then water is more outside. More water. Where? Outside. Outside the cell. The result will be water will go inside the cell. What will happen? This is a selective permeable membrane, plasma membrane. The water can go in. Water will go. Okay? Water enters the cell. If the water will enter the cell, what will happen? The cell will swell. The cell will swell up. This cell will swell up. Okay? Because more water is entering inside the cell. The cell will swell up. And if too much water go, it can burst also. This is the case 1. Case 2. If the medium has exactly the same water concentration as the cell, the concentration of medium is equal to concentration of the cell, then tell me, students, what will happen? Inside and outside, the amount of water molecule is same. Will there be any exchange of water?
No, sir.
So there will be no osmosis. There will be no net movement of water across the cell, across the cell membrane. So there is a cell membrane. There will be no net movement of the water inside or outside the cell. This is my case 2. Let me see case 3. These such solutions are called isotonic solutions. Isotonic solution. Note down, these are important points. This is an important question which have been asked repeatedly. Isotonic solution means the concentration of water outside the cell and inside the cell are equal. There will be no exchange of water, no osmosis. Hypo is a word. Hypo means less. Hypo is used. Less concentration. Less concentration means dilute solution. Dilute. That solution is dilute. Case 3. So actually that doesn't mean water is not flowing. Water is flowing in this case also, but equal number of water molecules enter, equal number of water molecules leave. So water crosses the cell membrane in both directions, but the amount going in is same as the amount going out. So there is no overall movement of water. The cell will stay the same size. In this case, what will happen? The cell will stay the same size. The osmosis is not stopping, but water, if 50 water molecules enter, 50 also come out. So there is no net movement we are saying. Movement is there, but no net movement I am saying. Difference between that, when I use the words, be careful. I'm saying movement of water there, but no net movement is there because equal number of water molecules enter, equal number of molecules come out. So what will happen to the size of the cell? It will remain the same. The cell size will remain same. No change in cell size in this case 2. Case 3, if the medium has lower concentration. If medium has lower concentration, student, what will happen? What will happen now? What do you have here? This is our cell. There is a solution. And this is our medium. If medium has lower concentration, that is called hypertonic solution. Hypertonic solution. That means it is concentrated solution. Hyper means more concentrated. More concentration. Hyper concentration means more concentration. When concentration is more, water is less. Okay? It has lower. Okay? Medium has lower concentration of water, I am saying, of water. So lower water concentration. If water is less inside, here more, what will happen? In this case, what will happen? Water will move from inside to outside the cell. Cell will lose water.
Yes.
Loses water. Water is coming out of the cell. If cell will lose water, then what will happen? What will happen to the cell? So the cell is going to shrink. The cell is losing water. The cell will shrink. In the first case, what happened? The cell was swelling. The cell shrinks. So the size of the cell will become less because it is losing water. The cell shrinks. Such solutions are known as hypertonic solutions. What do we call the hypertonic solution? Hypertonic solutions. They are called hypertonic solutions. So we have shown you 3 cases. Important. This is always an important question in exam on this. Isotonic, hypertonic, and hypertonic solutions. the osmosis process will take place, the flow of water will take place whenever the concentration of water is different in the medium and in the cell. Water will flow from higher concentration of water molecules to lower concentration of the water molecules, or water will flow from a dilute solution to the more concentrated solution. That's what we are saying. Inside the cell also there is a concentration, and outside the cell also concentration, because whatever substances you are eating the whole day, there is a solution outside. So these three things are possible. If the concentration remains the same, what will happen? There will be no net movement, isotonic solution. Note it down. This is very important. Case 1, case 2, case 3. Is it clear? Any doubt here?
No, sir.
Okay. Again, water crosses the cell membrane, but this time more water leaves the cell than it enters. Therefore, cell will shrink. Thus, osmosis is a special case of diffusion through a selective permeable membrane. We have studied two things by now. One, we studied diffusion, and other we studied osmosis. In diffusion, the substances were moving from higher concentration to lower concentration. There was no need of any membrane. Whether it happens or not, it can take place. But in osmosis, what happened? Selective permeable membrane is there, and water molecules are flowing from higher concentration of water to lower concentration of water. That is called osmosis. So two processes are taking place, very important. And in osmosis, we have discussed three cases: hypertonic solutions, isotonic solutions. Hyper means more concentration, more concentration. When concentration is more outside, then water will flow out of the cell. And in this case, cell will shrink. What will happen to the cell? In this case, student, cell will shrink. Isotonic means that the concentration is same outside and inside. The medium concentration is same as the concentration of the no net movement. The cell size will remain same. And third possibility,
Hypertonic.
hypo. Hypo means less. Less concentration in the medium. Less concentration in the medium. Medium has less concentration. And when the concentration is less in the medium, what it means, there is more water in the medium. And then what will happen? Water will flow inside the cell. What will happen to the size of the cell?
Cell will swell up.
Cell will swell. So we have shown you three important cases. Student, this is very important. Now we are going to do an activity as per the NCERT. What he says, also he will study the osmosis with an egg. Egg, you know, egg. Remove the shell of an egg by dissolving in dilute hydrochloric acid. The egg has a shell. What they do? If they put in hydrochloric acid, the shell is removed. Here, the shell is mostly calcium carbonate. A thin outer skin now encloses the egg. Now what will be left? There is inside the egg, you have seen a thin layer, thin,
Yes, sir.
like a membrane. Now you have a selective permeable membrane, you can say, is left. Outer skin, thin outer skin is like a selective permeable membrane. Put the egg in pure water and observe. After 5 minutes, what do we observe? If you will put the egg in pure water, what will happen? This is our pure water. This is my pure water. You put this egg here. outer shell has been removed. This is selective permeable membrane. What will happen? The water will move from where?
From outside to inside the egg.
Water moves inside. Because water is more outside. What will happen? The egg will swell. Why? This is called osmosis. Osmosis. Place a deshelled egg in concentrated salt solution. Now I will take salt solution. What is this? It is salt solution. And you put egg here. What will happen now? Salt solution means concentrated. Concentrated means this is case of hypo.
Tonic.
Concentrated means what? Concentrated
Hypertonic.
hypertonic solution. Then what will happen? Hypertonic means water is less. Concentrated solution. Concentration is more. Water is less, then what will happen? Water will flow from cell to outside. What will happen? Egg will
Shrink.
shrink. This was a case of hypotonic
Tonic solution.
solution. The concentration is less outside. So you can see the difference what we are trying to show osmosis. We can perform this activity at home, no problem, and we can study the process of osmosis. The flow of the water or solvent molecule takes place through selective permeable membrane. Same thing is happening in the case of cells. We are going to perform another activity. You have seen raisins,
Yes, sir.
kishmish, or apricots. Raisins or apricots. Dry raisins you can take. Okay? Plain, you can take plain water and put them for some time. One is a plain water. Okay? This is water. Another is water solution. What is this? Salt or sugar solution. Salt or sugar solution. If I put raisins here, what will happen in the first case? If I consider it A, this I B, then what will happen if I put raisins in beaker A? What will happen to the raisins if I put it for 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours, or after that I see them?
Sir, raisins will
Rais-
swell.
Raisin or apricot you put in pure water. What will happen? They will
Swell.
gain water and they will swell. Osmosis. Why? Because of osmosis. Water will flow from outside to the inside of the resin. The outside layer of the resin is like a selective permeable membrane. What happens in the second case? B. Resins in B. What will happen? They will lose water. If they will lose water, what happens? Shrink.
Yes, sir.
This was an example of concentration outside is less. Inside the kishmish also, inside the resins or apricot also, there is a water. There is a water and sugar. You know, they are sweet. Sugar solution inside them,
Yes,
water and sugar. And outside concentration is less. This is example of hypotonic
hypotonic
solution. They can ask such things in the paper. This is an example of hyper. Hyper means more hyper concern. Hyper. Hyper means what? In the what we have said.
hypertonic solution.
Hypertonic means the concentration is more.
Uh,
We are saying that
Inside the cell is more and outside the cell is less.
water. I'm talking of concentration of this solution, not water when I use hyper or oil. We are doing the reverse. We just told you. Hypo means concentration outside is less.
Yes, sir.
Concentration outside is less. So water is more. Water is more. Here, hypertonic means concentration of solution more outside. Outside more. Water is less outside. Water less outside. So it will lose water, then it will shrink. So these experiment apricots, or you can take that also. The same thing is happening in the cells, what we have said. There is a plasma membrane outside the cell. It is a selective permeable membrane. Water can flow in, water can flow out. Gases also, there can be exchange, diffusion of carbon dioxide and oxygen. So unicellular freshwater organisms and most plant cells tend to gain water through the osmosis. Plants, you are watering in the roots, the
Yes,
water is going up. So they gain water through osmosis. Absorption of water by plant root is also an example of osmosis. What is happening? You have this is, if I have a tree here, these are the roots of the plants, and they will absorb water from the soil. The water will be absorbed from the soil, that we know. Water will be absorbed from the soil, and the result of this will be what? It will move up by osmosis, plant roots. Thus, diffusion is important in exchange of gases and water in the life of the cell. So whatever cells we are talking, whatever cell we are talking, what is happening? There are two processes which is very important. When exchange of water and gases is taking place inside the cells. So there is a diffusion and osmotic process which is working. The cell also obtains nutrition from its environment. Different molecules move in and out of the cell through a type of transport requiring use of energy. These processes were not requiring use of energy. We have told you these are spontaneous processes because substances move from higher concentration to lower concentration. Gases move from higher pressure to lower pressure. So the diffusion process takes place, osmosis takes place. But different molecules, when they move in and out of the cell through a type of transport, that will require energy in plants. The plasma membrane is flexible and is made up of organic molecules. What is this plasma membrane made up of? What do you mean by flexible? It is not rigid. It can change its shape. It is made up of organic molecules. What organic molecules? They are called lipids. and proteins. They are made up of lipids and proteins. However, we can observe the structure of plasma membrane only through electron microscope. How you can study the structure of plasma membrane by electron microscope.
Micro.
This is a machine, very powerful machine. Nowadays it is available, which can study we can observe structure of the plasma, because these are very, very small particles, very, very small. Cell is very small, and therefore if you want to study the structure, therefore some information is now available, which was not available long back, by using electron microscope. The flexibility of cell membrane also enables cell to engulf in food. What we are saying, the cell membrane is flexible. Cell membrane is flexible. What will happen? It can change its shape. The result of that is that it enables a cell to engulf. It can engulf food and other material from external environment. It needs food, so it is flexible, and it can engulf in food and other materials from external environment. Such processes are known as endocytosis. Endocytosis. We are going to explain all these things more. Endocytosis. Amoeba acquires its food through such processes. Amoeba is a unicellular organism. You know about it. So you have been told now there is a plasma membrane around the cells. What is the function of that? Diffusion and osmosis process are taking place. There is an exchange of gases and the food which they need. Then it has to be transported inside and outside. Water moves in, water moves out. When you are running or doing some physical exercise or physical work in summer, you are thirsty, so you should drink plain water. Why? Because in the cells the water is less, so plain water. Outside concentration of water is more, then water will move inside the cell. If you take highly concentrated solution, salt solution or sugar solution, or you take aerated drinks which contain sugar, then what will happen? That is the solution. So it will not fulfill your thirst. Rather, more water can come out from the cells. So it is not good. Therefore, what you will advise to athletes and players, they should take what water? Plain water, or they should take some sweet water?
Plain water.
Plain water, because otherwise the hydration of the cell will not take place. Osmosis will not take place. The cell will not gain water, rather lose water. Because three cases: hypertonic, hypotonic, and isotonic. That's the most important question which will be asked in this three types of solution: hypertonic, isotonic, and this. For example, he says, how do substances like CO2 and water move in and out of the cell? What is the name of the process? We told you. How do they move?
Diffusion and osmosis.
Diffusion process is there. Gases exchange takes place. And second process is
Osmosis.
osmosis. Through a selective
Permeable.
membrane. Water will be exchanged. As we have shown you three cases, water molecules will move from higher concentration to lower. This is a spontaneous process. They do not need energy. Why is plasma membrane called selective permeable membrane? We already know it allows only selective materials to go in. It cannot allow all the materials to go in. So it is selective. You know which substances are required by the cell. According to that, they will move in and move out. When waste products have to move out and the products required have to move in the cell. All right, this ends the second part of it. Then we will continue more about it, because this is a very important information. Mainly we were talking about osmosis and diffusion and three important cases of types of solutions, hypertonic, and isotonic. These are usually asked questions in the 10th board and I mean 9th class paper. Also very, very important questions. Okay, then we will meet you in the next class.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.